So a famous Paul Nielsen quote, everyone has a good accountant until they get a new one. What do you mean by this? And can you give us an experience share on this one?
I did actually invent that saying.
Yeah.
and look, and one of the reasons I'm doing these little interviews is because I think 80% of the time small businesses haven't got a good accounting. And I blame that on two things. And you can't always blame the accountant. One of the things is that people don't want to pay much money to get good accounting.
Yeah.
They see it as something they just dread paying money for, which is wrong, because it can actually, having a good accountant can make them a lot of money, but also stop a lot of hassle that goes on. I started to do a little bit of mentoring for them, found out they were doing their GST by using Excel sheets. They didn't do a very good job of it, got them finally onto an accountant, cost them a lot of money to tidy up because it created such a mess, and all of a sudden they had all these profit and loss, and someone was paying their GST and they just flying. Another situation where a bit of nepotism, they had a family member who did the accounting. Do you hear that all the time, Keitha?
Yes.
Oh, my parents have got a good accountant. My brother's a good accountant. And they hadn't put a return in, or their family member hadn't put a return in for 2 or 3 years. Because I put them across to my accountant, which by the way I've got 2 accountants, one everyday accountant and I've got a high level tax accountant. But costs the accountant a lot of money to sort them out, and it costs them a lot of money to sort it out because it's an absolute mess, and you hear it all the time. So that sort of brings me on the point of everyone's got a good accountant until they get a new one. So they had this one who they thought they're quite happy with, and they just cannot believe it's fresh air for them, making more money with this new accountant, getting a profit. They sit down every month, and they're out of town, they drive over, they sit down with the accountant, and they go through the profit and loss and spotlight reporting. And it's just they can see, they get all the good data, they can make good decisions, they can see where they're making money, not waiting for a year or two. So that's a good example. So unless you're getting a profit and loss from your accountant every 10 days, if you're not prepared to pay for it, I think the accountant should sack you anyway. But unless your accountant's doing that for you, and if they said, like my experience back in 1987 or 1990 or whatever it was, how come the guys in the pub are getting P&Ls and I'm not? And he said, oh, don't worry about it. And I was just running blind. So you've got to find an accountant who can do that for you, because it's just going to make your business so much stronger. You know where you are. You've got to be able to make better decisions on the data you're getting. Accounting is actually quite simple if you allow your accountant to do it. You've got these modern software like Xero, blah, 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 spotlight reporting. Your accountants there, they're an integral part of your team. And just use that as an asset, not as a negative in your business, and pay for it. And so move on if you're not getting those things.
Yeah, I really like that. If you think about your accountant as being part of your team, that's really nice.
Yeah, and just it's a real asset.
Cool.